Hi, my name's Jackie from Fibre Dreams. Usually, in between doing my full-time job and walking the dog, I design and make patterns out of textiles. This is my current one I needed to take a break. So this is my ongoing project. This has been going on for years. But it's a textile book, as you can see, for a story which I used to tell my daughter about Keal and his grandfather. I haven't got a title, but anyway. So this is the front cover. The front cover I made first, and it is now too small. But it's got some gorgeous techniques in. I absolutely love it. It's a fabric collage with doilies, lace, bits of fabric, printed fabric, embroidery stitches. So that one's to look as if it was music paper. Shisha mirrors, woven, I've forgotten what they're called. Seed stitching. I think this is chain. So it's all different types of stitches. And the background, once it was sewn down, the collage was sewn down with white, obviously on the sewing machine. I then scraped and drew green and blue printing ink and yellow printing ink across the top to give it some colour. Absolutely love doing this. The seed stitching took me hours, but I really enjoyed doing it. But now I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut it in half because designing on the go, when you get an idea for something, obviously there's going to be problems. I knew that, so it's too small. But the solution is easy. Just cut it in half and make a spine to sew on when I know the exact finish. So this is calico. It's calico on thinner calico, dyed and stitched. So it was designed to look like that. Front cover, back cover. So lovely woven rings there. So that's the front cover. Then the next page I did after that was an introduction to the story, and this one's on calico with muslin. Well, we call it muslin. It's cheesecloth in America. So it's coffee dyed fabric and then printed onto the fabric itself. And then I wanted it to look like a manuscript page. So I did the first letter of each sentence into a capital. So each letter, each letter is satin stitch in orange. Then I think that's split stitch in yellow. And then that is stem stitch around the outside in gold metallic thread and black lettering here. Black lettering, so neat and tidy, it's lovely. And just show you the back. The back's neat. It's the only one that the back's neat in. So that's the introduction to my story about Keal and his grandfather. Look to my sea chest, lad. He selected a small gold key hanging from his belt. Listen carefully. A quest has been laid undone. So I used to tell this story to my daughter, by the way, when she was little. So that's the introduction. It's not like a written storybook. It's a textile fabric one. So each page will describe a part of the story. So the first sheet I did, which it's not the first part in the story, but the first sheet I did was the forest Dell. So the trees are woven threads, and then dyed, I think it was alcohol markers, can't remember now, alcohol markers, because I'm no good at painting. And then the back tree is a stem stitch with a machine embroidery lace at the back, and then some three-dimensional leaves on the top. These ones, they're needle lace on wire, those two. And then the background is cotton, I think just cotton, not calico. And it was, again, it was pulled with the printing ink, so green on the top and then pulled to give it a background texture. And then in the foreground here you've got picots, which are to represent ferns in the bottom of a forest, and obviously bluebells and the white bluebells in the undergrowth. And then my applique throne in forest green and in scene for dragon's eye viewed plundered seat. So I think I might even undo that, but so in the seat it's an applique with wired arms either side, and then a little secret compartment inside. That's a little Dorset wheel button, and inside is going to be the dragon's eye, and I'm going to do some wire work around it into an eye shape, but that'll be like one of the last things to do, or when I get around to it. So that was the next sheet I did. That one, for some reason, I put on fusible wadding. I don't know why, but anyway. So as you can see, that one would actually fit in the book, would it not? So the next one I did, and this is when I started to get a bit bigger, was this one, which is Keal and his grandfather in the bedroom. So the bedroom was taking inspiration from Van Gogh's bedroom, which I think is blue, but on a wooden floor. Again with the ink scraped on to the thinner calico. And here we've got applique for the bed, applique with a mirror in windows, and a map on the walls. And then the most interesting, and this is when I learnt, or I had to go away and learn how to do stump work people. So grandfather's got a stump work head and body, and so is Keal, a stump work head, arm and legs. So this is my favourite one. If I just bring you a bit closer and adjust, you'll be able to see. There's his head. And his little hands, wired hands. And the keys are shrink plastic. You know, the one that you draw on and then put it in the oven. So they're those. Oh, hang on. So the keys are shrink plastic. The one that you draw on, cut out and put in the oven, and they shrink. And his big belt, the grandfather's belt to put that the keys are on. So Keal has actually got two legs, which I didn't realise, or I've forgotten had done. But how cute is that? So even an ear. Can you see? Even an ear. I'm really proud of this one. Again, it's a bit too big, but we'll see how the book finishes. I haven't got that far. I've looked at different ways of mounting them, but I haven't had to make that decision yet because there's plenty of pages. So, love this page. So the next page that I did was for my City and Guilds. Well, the next page I designed was for my City and Girls, which is the princess in the mountain. She's not finished, and she's still slated up on the frame, ready to finish. But yeah, so she's not finished. I'll put a photo at the end to show you here. So that was the next page after that. So when I went to Australia to visit my daughter, who emigrated there, I thought I'd take some hand stitching to do, and the map came into my mind. So obviously I did the map flat first. So as you can see, it's on coffee stain, oh no, walnut ink stained fabric, calico, and it's just basically mostly back stitch and back straight stitch all along. So the map is going to show Keal where he needs to go to get all the different items to free the Queen from the mountain. So we've got the chest of gold that the items need to be, well, I don't know yet, but there's the chest of gold, because every pirate treasure map has a chest of gold. And then we've got the sand dunes here, got the castle, mountain, got the monastery, got the swamp, pirates be here. And then you've got the forest Dell, where you've just seen, and some mountains here to a ship. And obviously dragons are in the water. So I love this too. In fact, my granddaughter Grace wants the castle. She wants a castle. So I was wondering how to get this in the book. So I didn't want like a roll up one, because it might get lost. So I wanted it to be part of the book, but not to be seen. I wanted it to be revealed. So I looked into ways, you know, the old maps, the maps that you used to get when you visited a city, where they fold out like so. I thought that'd be a great idea. So that's how I've done that. It was quite hard to actually do it, to be honest. So the backing is also dyed calico. If you can see the back, I've done more stitching around the back, because if it's going to be seen, then it's going to be seen, and it's going to be nice to look at. So that's the back of it. So there is Vilene for, you know, for pelmets in the middle. So that's my map. So, on a tab. But I'm not sure how that's going to look in the book yet. But I want to keep it like that. So, that's my book. The love of my creative textile life is creating pages for the story of Keal and his grandfather. So thanks for looking. I hope you enjoyed a rather stinted explanation. I'm not used to being recorded. So I need to get on with finishing the pattern for the frog prints, and then maybe I can get on to doing the princess page. Anywho, thank you for watching. Bye.